brings the beverages. Fully loaded beverages. AKA intro. First block is 5 minutes, and that is, we're going to start a tab. The Eagles are up. Bring in Kyle Stackpole. Tell us what the Eagles are up to. How about some matchups to look forward to? So welcome in some of the notes of the day. Give me like a minute and say, all right, joining me for today's happy hour is Kyle Stackpole. Kyle, let's start.
But make magic happen with those buttons.
It is officially happy hour. I know what everybody is saying. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. Well, guess what? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. And for us right here at Washington Football, it is officially happy hour. This is the time when practice is over, walkthroughs are over. The team is heading home, getting ready to do their Zoom interviews or Zoom meetings with their coaches to prepare for the upcoming season. So we're calling it happy hour. We hope you're going to be along with us for the ride for this entire training camp. I'm Julie Donaldson. So glad to be here with you for this. But look, you can't have happy hour alone. I certainly am not having happy hour alone. So we're going to bring in our Washington football insider, Kyle Stackpole, for this one. Kyle, look, we weren't able to actually see the team out there today because it was pouring cats and dogs, absolutely raining this morning. So they were all in the bubble, but I have already heard from quite a few players and coaches. It was so great for them to have the 80 players together underneath one roof on the field, getting action in. They got to go through individual drills and kind of work with each other. So that is the start to training camp. We know they're not going to put on pads until the 13th, but you know what? It's time to start a tab because that's what you do at happy hour. Kyle, week one, we go up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Tell us what is going on in their camp.
Yeah, for sure. So first off, we have head coach Doug Peterson actually was not diagnosed with coronavirus. So he's in quarantine right now. He's at home. He's coaching virtually, and they have their assistant coach who's coaching in person. So that's the biggest news for them, and that's really a league-wide issue and something that could go on anywhere. You know, any coach could get coronavirus at any time, and head coach Ron Rivera talked about it today that not only do the players have to step up and be ready in case their name's called, but assistant coaches do as well. So that's the biggest news. A couple other tidbits. You have trying to replace Malcolm Jenkins, their leader in all-pro safety. And then Marquise Goodwin, he also decided to opt out, so they're pretty thin at wide receiver. But, you know, the Eagles are always a tough opponent, and they're going to be tough week one.
All right, that's for sure. Like, nobody's going to argue about them not being on the field, trying to make things a little bit more difficult. But we do know as players go through this process, and some of them are choosing to opt out, that they have to do what's best for themselves and their families. That is what is most important in this as we do go through this time during COVID, as we know we're taking a lot of protocols to make sure that we're safe here at Washington Football as well. Look, so those are some of the news and notes, but we also, when you come up to the Eagles and you come to week one, a lot of it's about matchups. There's going to be no shortage of those coming into this one. Give us some that you're really looking forward to.
Yeah, so I think the first one is going to be Lane Johnson, the Eagles tackle, against Chase Young, number 2 overall pick. So it's going to be Chase's first NFL game. There's a lot of hype surrounding him. And he has a tough test because Lane Johnson has made the Pro Bowl for 3 straight years. So everyone's been talking about Chase and how focused he is and how determined he is. It's going to be a challenge, but I think he's ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to be a future Hall of Famer, I mean, how many times can we be saying that throughout the year? Do we have to say, wait, we got to earn it first? But look, he's going to be drawing a lot of attention. Lane Johnson will have his hands full, even though he is a rookie. It's going to be his first game. We'll see if they decide to double up on Chase, as we're anticipating that taking place throughout the season as well. All right, any other matchups we're going to be keeping our eye on?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be going along the lines of Chase. It's going to be the defensive line against Carson Wentz. And so you had last year Carson Wentz threw 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. And that's going to be big this year. If you can get a pass rush, really force him into making quick throws, and hopefully try to get some interceptions, try to get some turnovers.
Yeah, Carson likes to use his legs, get out there and run, and that's exactly what you want. Look, this defensive line see, we're going to have to be doing that a lot of times for this Washington football team. Is going to hopefully make it a very difficult day for him out the gate, because they are going to face a lot of quarterbacks that have the ability to run and throw the ball. I would err on the side of Washington football for that one. Why not, right? We know Carson has his issues, but he also has the ability, if you put him under pressure, to throw some interceptions. So let's make him uneasy, make him uncomfortable, and see if maybe he throws it up for somebody to bring it down on the other side of the ball for Washington football. Okay, so there's a lot of matchups to look forward to. I mean, we could kind of keep going on here, but you know what? We started our tab. When we come back here from a break, we are going to have to see what is on tap. So we're just up and running here at Happy Hour 2:30. We're going to be here every single day. Make sure you take your beverage at home. We're not going to be drinking water on air, but you can at home. We're not going to stop you from that. It's COVID. You can do whatever you want down there. Stick around with us. When we come back, we're going to see what is on tap.
Me out to the ball game.
Take me out to the couch.
Baseball or football or racquetball. We don't mind, we'll watch any at all.
'Cause it's root for the home team.
No way, we don't really care.
'Cause sports are finally back and there's a Bud Light there.
A moment of joy, a source of inspiration, an act of kindness, an old friend, a new beginning, some welcome relief, or a cause for celebration. What's inside? Possibilities. What we deliver by delivering.
This is the front door.
Here's the living room.
The hallway that takes us to
The kitchen.
The bedroom.
Oh, and of course, where we spend most of our time.
The backyard.
All right, so this is our very first happy hour show of training camp for the Washington football team. Again, I'm Julie Donaldson. Today, our Washington football insider, Kyle Stackpole, is having a happy hour with me. We already kind of started a tab. It's time to see kind of what's on tap. Kyle, we're going to get straight into this as we're talking. Like, training camp's going to be a bit long of a process because there is no preseason. It's going to be just starting with week 1 with the Eagles. We're going to play a little bit of game. Would you rather? Look, Terry McLaurin last season, look, we saw he was a #1 receiver. He legitimately earned that, and we can anticipate him drawing a lot more attention this season as well, which means he does draw the top corners. That's going to be Darius Slay. Now, he saw him when he played against him in Detroit. Would you rather be Darius Slay going up against this one or Terry McLaurin?
You know, that's a really good question, Julie. And I know that Darius Slay is a 3-time Pro Bowler and Terry McLaurin just finished his rookie season, but I think I'd rather be Terry McLaurin in this situation. I mean, they matched up last year when Darius Slay was a member of the Lions, and Terry didn't score, but he had 5 receptions, 72 yards, a team high 12 targets. And Darius Slay even said on Instagram Live after the season that aside from Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin was the toughest receiver that he faced. So I know that Darius Slay is going to come to play, knowing what Terry can do, but I think Terry knows how good Darius is, and he's going to be ready for that matchup week 1.
I know McLaurin himself has said, look, one of the best corners he went up against was Darius Slay. And Terry's having to really kind of adjust his game, just not even by a play-by-play, but seeing how each guy is coming at him now. And he knows that there's going to have film on him, so he's going to have his hands full. Here's one of my things, though, for Darius Slay, and why he maybe have a little bit of an advantage in this one. Nothing against Terry by any means at all. But look, Darius Slay last year was with Detroit. Detroit's front line, that defensive line, they were absolutely terrible. So there's a lot of extra work to be done. He's now with the Eagles. Total, complete opposite turnaround. Their defensive line coming into this season is ranked 3rd going into 2020. So I think that'll make the job a little bit easier for him as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one matches up. And look, I mean, Terry knows that it's going to be coming, and I don't think he's going to shy away from it at all. All right, moving on now to our next Would You Rather. Here you go. Everybody's been waiting to see what is the run game going to do. Adrian Peterson is coming back for his 14th season. We're going to hear from him a little bit later in the show as well, by the way. Darius Guice coming back from injury. We saw electrifying he can be, but look, is he ready to go in this one? So would you rather see Adrian Peterson and Darius Guice go for 200 yards on the ground, or would you rather see Dwayne Haskins Jr. as he takes over this offense starting the season with 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, so I know that we saw Darius Guice and AP combine for over 200 yards against Carolina, but I'm going to go with Dwayne Haskins. Against Philadelphia last year, week 15, one of his better games, 19 for 28, had 2 touchdowns, really good completion percentage. And I think if he could come out week 1 and throw 3 touchdowns, that's going to be huge for the offense because it's going to show that they're already clicking, they're already in rhythm, and that these wide receivers are getting open for Dwayne. So I would love to see Dwayne throw it around and find the end zone 3 times.
I'm not going to argue against that because, look, we know you have Terry McLaurin, but we're also kind of wondering who else is going to step up in those roles, who are going to be the other receivers that have that opportunity to get out there and earn that right, because we keep hearing how there's competition on that. Outside of Terry, you kind of wondering, like, who's going to be that number 2, number 3 guy to step in there. So I would like to be able to see that offense is going to be clicking, especially against a defense that we know is going to be stout and be having them all sorts of fits throughout the game. But you know what? I think for this one, and I'm just going to be a little sentimental here because Adrian Peterson was sat in week 1 last year against the Eagles. I'm going to say let's have them start the season off hot. And also Darius Guice, I know he is so anxious to prove that he is back, that he is healthy, and that he can be an impact for this team. The first few years have been rough for him on the injury front. So I would lean towards the run game on this one. Let's see that they're going there. And again, we're talking with Adrian. He's going to tell us what we can expect out of that running back room heading into the season as well. So you're going to want to hear what he has to say. All right, so we're a little bit on the opposite of that, but you're not going to lose by either one. Should it be touchdowns or should it be the run game? That really is the one you want to take from that. As we do move on here, would you rather see the showstopper Ryan Kerrigan become the franchise sack leader? All he needs is 1.5 sacks to get that. Had he been able to play the season out last season, I think he would have by all means. Or would you rather see Chase Young get his first sack?
I think, to me, this is an easy one. I think it's Ryan Kerrigan. I mean, how great would it be, season opener at FedEx Field against a division rival? Ryan Kerrigan can get 1.5 sacks, become the franchise's all-time sack leader. I know with Montez Sweat and Chase Young, he's gotten a little overshadowed, but he still made the Pro Bowl in 3 of the last 4 years. And I think that he's going to show fans and everyone that he's still a big part of this team, a big part of this pass rush, and it would really be a great story for him to get that season opener against Philadelphia.
I'm not going to argue against you. I think both probably would have the opportunity to be able to get at the quarterback in this game, but I'm going to go with the showstopper. I'm going to go with Ryan Kerrigan. Look, 139 consecutive games, was unable to keep that streak going last year, and a lot of people are giving so much attention to Chase Young. It's like, don't forget about him. You cannot forget about what he has produced for this team going into his 10th season or so. So yeah, I would be with Ryan Kerrigan being able to break the franchise record, get that 1.5. So there you go. That is what is on tap. I think we're off to a pretty good start in our inaugural game, if I can maybe speak correctly there, our inaugural show. Maybe this happy hour is getting to me. Kyle, we've got everything on tap. We have to be able to close this out. We're going to get some cheers to that when we come back here on our very first happy hour.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out to the couch.
Baseball or football or racquetball, we don't mind, we'll watch any at all.
'Cause it's root for the home team.
No way, we don't really care.
'Cause sports are finally back and there's a Bud Light there.
We love the new apartment.
The natural light is amazing.
Hardwood floors.
There is a bit of a clogging problem.
At least Geico makes it easy to bundle our renters and car insurance.
Yeah, helping us save even more.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Miracles. What we deliver by delivering.
So Adrian Peterson may be the oldest in the running back room and on the team, but don't tell him that because he is not slowing down. He's back for another year and actually intends to play for quite a few more. So he has no intentions of retiring. I had the opportunity to chat with him after he finally got together with all of his teammates for the first time. Here is my conversation with AD. Cheers to that. Here you are entering your 14th season, and there is, I don't imagine anything you could have pulled on from any of those years to prepare you for what life is like in COVID coming back to training camp. Kind of how are you adjusting to everything that's going into place to make sure you guys are safe, but yet doing football at the same time?
It's taking a little bit to adjust to it, but just something I'll be able to talk about, once I'm done. Like, hey, yeah, I was part of that COVID season, so. But, I think, I really like that they're taking, this precaution to make sure that we're safe. And, we're getting tested every day, so. But I've been here for, since last week, and today was my first day actually being able to go out and participate after going to the protocol. So I'll get a feel on how it is kind of adjusting to everything.
Yeah, so this is the first time you got to have the entire squad on the field together. It was raining, so y'all were out in the bubble. We couldn't see anything that was going on. Tell us a little bit that what happened in that bubble, since we can't have cameras and eyes in there.
Well, we was able to go out there and get some good drills working in by position, and a little cardio conditioning that Chad had prepared for us, and it was good. I was able to open my lungs up because I really haven't had the opportunity to do much, being quarantine and everything. But then we went into to our individual drills, and with Coach Jordan, he's always pulling new tricks out of his bag. So, but it's nothing that we don't experience on the field. So that's what I love about what he presents out there in the individual drill. So we were able to go through that for a little bit, and kind of went through the plays, our script, what we had today, and then we was able to kind of get out there and go through some of the plays, which was something that I was looking forward to.
Now, you worked with Scott Turner in Minnesota. I know it was a little bit ago as well, but he takes over as offensive coordinator here. Is there any similarities you can draw from that time in Minnesota to kind of know what he wants to install, or, what are you thinking already of this offense that he wants to put together?
Yeah, some of the terminology, when I'm going over it, it rings a bell, because, I've heard some of it before, but it's a lot, it's a lot more, it's a lot different than what I had in Minnesota. You think about where he came from and the style of running back that he had with Christian. So they're asking a lot from the running back position, and I really love it. I really love it because we have a good group of backs, and we'll be able to get a lot done in this offense. Not only just having one back on the field, but having two backs on the field as well would be something that, we have that group to be able to take advantage of those type of situations.
We were talking with Randy Jordan with the media, and he said, look, the way that this running back room is built, he has the most talent, the most options that he's kind of ever had because of the way that Scott Turner likes to run the offense. He likes to be able to throw the ball as well. And as you mentioned, getting a couple out there at the same time. But that room, you got a lot of guys in that room, Adrian. How does the dynamic work out there?
The dynamic? Well, I'm just kind of getting into the groove of it, but I'm always kind of just easy going with guys and, trying to be that mentor and help when I can. And if I see something that they're not doing correct or they could be doing better, I've been around for a minute. So, I'm giving them pointers, it's all about helping improve, these young guys, and that's how I want them to view me, as a guy that came in and, I wasn't off to myself. I wasn't, acting any type of way towards them. It's all love and trying to help them become the best player that they are. But when you look at the group, you see me and Geist. We're more of the, the guys in between the tackles. I think, that's the kind of look that we have. And then you got Bryce who's coming back, and he's looking really nice out there as well. What's the young guy name? QB? What's his name? The young guy?
Antonio Gibson.
Antonio Gibson. Man.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson. Oh, there seems to be a lot of excitement around him.
Yeah, I can see why. He looked the part for sure. And he's a big back, but he's very agile. So just watching him out there, run a couple of routes and even snap when it comes to running the ball. I feel like he's gonna be able to do some great things as well within the offense. So, not even JD, these other guys are really good as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things unfold.
All right, so kind of put it in perspective for us, because you have been around for a minute, as you said, to put it in your words. How would you compare the way that this running back room has been built and given the tool set that these guys have?
How would I compare? Yeah,
is there any way you can kind of say what we can expect from it, in a sense?
You can expect some playmakers. I can tell you that. It's very dynamic. The skill set that I've just seen today with being out there and watching some of these guys, we're going to be very dynamic. The running back room is not going to be an issue. So I can tell you that much. As far as us being productive and helping this team have success, guys stay healthy, without a doubt, we'll be the most dominant position on the field.
All right, we're going to be relying on that. But look, there haven't been mini camps. There haven't been OTAs. There's going to be no preseason. For a veteran like yourself, is that maybe something that is beneficial to you to kind of keep your body sharp? And then how does that also impact maybe some of the younger guys like the Antonio Gibsons and Bryce Love, who's coming back from injury, and, even Darius Geis that might want some of those warm-up reps before the season begins?
Yeah, you get that good and the bad side to it, because I definitely look forward to getting to that third preseason game and, getting a couple of reps of live action, but, I don't mind as well not not having the preseason. They were looking to extend the preseason, which I really wasn't in agreement with. But then you look at some of these young guys that are in here, that they haven't took no snaps in the NFL, so their first snaps will be playing in a regular season game, so that's going to be different. They're going to have to really kind of adjust on the fly, and that's the unfortunate part. And then a lot of these other guys as well that normally get that opportunity to showcase their skills and what they have, they're going to miss out on that opportunity, so, these practices and going through training camp is going to be really critical for them.
It's definitely been a strange off season. I mean, it's been an odd months for everybody across the board. Doesn't matter for football or just for people in their personal lives. We know you're also out in the community a lot, like serving food for people that had COVID and making sure that you were speaking up and using your voice on social injustice. Kind of, how can you put it all into words? Kind of like what this off season has kind of been for you.
It's been I don't know if I can put it in words. It's been just like kind of a roller coaster. And just being in the position that I'm in, been wanting to use my voice, not only when it comes to the social justice, but also using the resources around me to help others that are in need. Because there's a lot of people that's out there that's struggling, that can't really provide, for their family at this time. So lending a hand when I can, is the least that I can do.
When you're giving out those meals, I have to ask you, were you giving out honey buns in the process too?
No honey buns. It was
You
more
kept
of
for yourself.
healthy choices. Yeah, I stashed all those in my garage. I'll keep myself. Give them the fruit and bananas.
Fair enough. Look, I'm sure anybody would have taken a free honey bun once or twice out there, but I know you get a little selfish with those as well. Look, you're making the move. We saw this big piece on this huge fish tank that you had in your home that you're selling. Does that fish tank come with you to Ashburn as well?
No, unfortunately. It was custom made into the wall, and I did kind of design it to so you can look through and see the other side as well. Before it was just just a regular wall, whatever. So they built it into the wall, so it's part of the house now.
All right. Well, some things we part with. Whoever gets that is very fortunate to have the fish with the house. All right, Adrian, look, we're so glad to have you back, and hopefully soon. Look, if this is the meetings we get, then we will take it because everybody's excited to see you back on the field, back for another year, and to see what you can do on this offense. Appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you, Julie.
All right, we're going to bring back in our Washington football insider, Kyle Stackpole. Kyle, look, I mean, Adrian, I think there's a lot of good points that he hit on there. They're very honest of just what you can expect from the running back room, playmakers, the way that, Scott Turner plans to use them, having a bunch on the field at one time. I don't think we've really seen that. Then also, I mean, I can never let the honey bun thing go with him. It just drives me crazy because he's played this long. His body is that much in shape that he keeps going, and he just has this soft spot for honey buns.
Yeah, I think when you produce as much as he has for that long, you can eat whatever you want when you want. But on a more serious note, yeah, I think the playmaker comment is so true, and they have so many versatile backs. I mean, like you said, Adrian Peterson and Darius Geis are more between the tackles. Bryce Love can be in between the tackles too. J.D. McKissick can be that third down back, and then Antonio Gibson can be a little bit of everything. We don't really know. He can be used in a ton of different ways. So I think that Adrian knows what he's going to bring to the table, and he knows that everyone else is going to be able to complement him to create a pretty strong running back room.
I know they're relying on Peterson to be the tone setter really in the run game, to be that guy that comes out and kind of like really establishes what they're going to do. But when you do get to a Gibson, I mean, it could mean that they bring and carry 5 backs on the roster, because depending how you kind of classify him, he could be a receiver, he could be a running back, and he's spending most of his time in the running back room right now, but he often answers because he did play receiver and he did play quarterback at times. He'll sometimes even answer, they say, from that perspective as well. But those are the kind of players, those like Swiss Army knives, those players that can play multiple positions, that we keep hearing from every single coach that's what they're wanting out of their guys this season, is very versatile, to learn multiple positions. So, you know, I can already get excited seeing, you know, a couple of the backs lined up and you're not sure which is going to run or which is going to catch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so when we talked to Scott Turner, I think it was about a month ago or so, he said he wanted the offense to be as unpredictable as possible. So every skilled player being able to do a variety of things, and that's really what he has. But I think in addition to Adrian's production and stability, just like you said, the leadership and teaching a young running back group, especially in a season like this where it's so unconventional, but AP has been through it all. He's seen it all. He knows how to prepare, whether he's at the facility or not. So I think his leadership and just him being able to set the culture is going to be huge for the rest of those running backs, in addition to what he can do on the field.
You know, and also just to that leadership, you really see that he genuinely means it. I mean, you saw just with his relationship with Darius Geis last season, talking to him, because, you know, Adrian came back and had 2,000 yards after he tore his ACL, kind of helping Geis through all of that. Geis would tease him, saying, you just use ice. Like, we have a lot of different therapies now that we can use than just the cold tub. But there is a method to the madness out there. And also, when he had the opportunity to score a touchdown, he let Geis do it to get his. So I think that is the epitome of a leader, especially in the running back room. So tomorrow we're going to be talking to Steven Sims Jr. Make sure you come back for that. But when we come back here, we're going to be closing out the tab and tell you what is on tap for tomorrow.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out to the couch.
Baseball or football or racquetball, we don't mind, we'll watch any at all.
'Cause it's root for the home team.
No way, we don't really care.
'Cause sports are finally back and there's a Bud Light there.
This is the front door.
Here's the living room.
The hallway that takes us to
The kitchen.
The bedroom.
Oh, and of course, where we spend most of our time.
The backyard.
The new house is amazing, so much character.
Original crown molding, walk-in closets.
We do have a rat problem. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
It does help us save.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
All right, it is time to close out our tab. Amazing how quickly that goes by. Kyle, your biggest takeaway from today's activities?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just having everyone back. So this was the first day of the acclimation period, the first day that everyone's here together because there was no OTAs, there was a fully virtual offseason. So it's been months of speculation and hearsay and talk, but we're finally here. Everyone's on the field, and the season is about 6 weeks away. So it's happening, and we're excited to bring you the coverage each and every day.
All right, so this morning it was raining. The 80 players on the roster. Right now we're under the bubble. We will see if that will be taking place behind me on the fields tomorrow, should the weather be holding up. But it is great. Again, the coaches, the players, all of the fact that they were finally on the field with each other. Remember, they have not done that since the end of last season in December. So we will be here again tomorrow at 2:30 for happy hour, but also at 9 a.m. It is Training Camp Live. Santana Moss joins me for that. But for now, for Kyle Stackpole, our Washington football team insider, I'm Julie Donaldson, and we are closing out.